We're going to work on creating the CAD model for the Peg Solitaire game. So from the CAD module, go ahead and download the starter sketch, and then you'll go right into Fusion and click in your browser over here to upload. Click Select File. You're going to go to your Downloads folder, and you're going to find the Peg Solitaire sketch and click Open. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and click the Upload button. The sketch will upload to your files, and then you can go ahead and just double click to open that sketch. You can see from the sketch that the starter sketch that everything is kind of laid out for you. We're going to be adding some of the features to this and then completing the model. So the first thing that we're going to be adding are these rounded features here on each of the corners of the triangle. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and click down here in my timeline, and I'm going to double click to edit the sketch. Once I've done that and I'm in sketch mode, I'm going to get the circle tool, and I'm going to come and place a circle on the end point where this corner of the triangle comes together. And so I know I'm on the point when the little square comes up. I'll click, and I'm going to type in 1 inch for that square. I've noticed that I put the circle in the wrong position. It's actually supposed to be on this position. So sometimes we make a mistake, and so it's a good practice to learn how to fix that. So if I go ahead and just click on the circle I just created, and I right click, I can go ahead and select delete, and it will delete the circle. I'm going to get the circle tool again, and I'm going to go to the correct point this time, the one right here, and I'll type in that 1 inch dimension and go ahead and hit enter. And that's going to give us the geometry we need to be able to finish up that sketch. And so I'm going to go ahead and zoom into this corner a little bit so you can see a little better what we're doing. We have to trim up some of this, cut some of these lines to make a nice neat sketch to work with. So I'm going to click the little scissor tool up here under modify, and that's going to allow me to trim some of these lines. So I'm going to start by trimming these two lines on the outside. Then I'm going to trim this line and this line. Then I'm going to come around and I'm going to trim the inside parts of this circle here, right here, right here, and right here. And so what that has allowed us to do is to continue and make this one solid shape instead of it being multiple shapes. So from there, I'm going to do the same thing on the other two corners. So I'm going to click here. Again, make a 1 inch triangle. Select my trim tool. And I'll select to get rid of the outside lines, the inside lines, and then the inside part of the circle. One last one to do at the top. Circle tool, 1 inch. Trim tool, the outside lines, the inside lines, and then the inside part of the circle. Once you have that done, we're going to go ahead and finish that sketch. I'm going to click the little home button to give me a three-dimensional view, and we're going to give this the sketch its thickness using the extrude tool. I'm going to want to make sure my extrude is going down for this, so I'm going to type a negative number so it goes down, and then the thickness of this is 3/16. So I'm going to put in that fraction, minus 3/16, and then I will go ahead and hit enter. And you can see that we have created, if I click on the top view, the overall shape for the object. The next thing that we're going to need to do is put in the holes. And so to do that, I'm going to come over here to my base component. I'm going to open sketches, and I'm going to click to show the sketch that we already made. So this sketch contains all the points for where the holes are going to go for our part. So to create those holes, I'm going to click the hole tool. I'm going to select, I'm going to type in the dimension for that. It's 0.5 0.257, and so that's the dimension we'll use. And then the extents under the distance, I'm going to select all, and that means the hole is going to go all the way through. So once I've done that, I can select each one of these points, and it will create all the holes that we need for our PEG Solitaire game. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and click OK. We're done with this sketch now, so I don't need to show it anymore. So I'm going to come over here under the eye by sketch 1 and unselect it. And so now we've hidden that sketch. The other part that we need to make for this model is the peg part. And so if I hover over base, I can click on that, and that selects my base component. I'm going to make sure I'm up here under the assembly and click the PEG Solitaire sketch. That's the assembly for this. And I'm going to come under create and click new component. When I do that, we're going to name the component PEG. So that's going to allow us to create a new component for this model. You can see that it's come right here, and we have a brand new timeline to start from. So I'm going to go ahead and under origin, I'm going to click to select the origin points for this. Then I'm going to click to select make a sketch, and I'm going to choose this work plane or this origin plane to make a sketch from. When I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and click slice to slice the sketch at that plane so we can see exactly where it is we're going to be creating this part. To start the sketch for the peg, I'm going to go ahead and get the line tool. I'm going to hover over this origin point, and I'm going to kind of go up with my mouse and click, and I'm going to click and drag a line here. But instead of this being a work line like it is now, an object line, I'm going to make it a construction line by having it selected and come over here in my sketch palette and clicking construction. Alright. From there, I'm going to get the line tool again. I'm going to come up somewhere on this construction line, and I'm going to click to make another line, and I'm going to make that distance 1/4 of an inch, 0.25. From there, I'm going to go down, and I'm going to make it go down to the base of the object. And so I'm going to hit escape on my keyboard. So if you went ahead and drew that line, go ahead and delete it and hit escape, and I'm going to show you another tool to use. So under create, I'm going to come down here and click project. And I'm going to click that I want to project these lines from our other object so that we can select them when we are working. So if I click to project those lines, now I can see it on here. I can come down, and it will actually allow me to stop at the top of the base, the object. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to draw a line in. I'm going to draw it somewhere in here. Then I'm going to click to make my line go down to the bottom. And I'm going to click to make it go back to the center. And then I'm going to click to make it go back to the top. So I have this sketch created. We need to dimension it now. And so this line's dimension, we have this dimensioned at 0.25. I'm going to click to make a height dimension here. And that height should be 1/4 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and type in 0.25 for that dimension and hit enter. The other dimension we need is right here. And so this is going to be the dimension that we need for the diameter of the peg, and that's going to be 0.125. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. That's going to allow us to have a little bit of space between the hole and the peg so it will fit in nice and easy. When I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and click Finish Sketch. And then under my tools, instead of using Extrude, we're going to use the Revolve tool. So to do that, I'm going to select the profiles that I want to revolve. So it's this shape and this shape. Then I'm going to click to select an axis. The axis is going to be this construction line that we created through the middle. And what that's going to do is going to allow us to revolve our part. and create that little peg right within our model that we already have. So the last step with this little peg is to round some of the corners. So I'm going to get my fillet tool. I'm going to click the top edge, and I'm going to type in 0.05. So we're going to put a 50 thousandths round on the top edge. We're also going to kind of go under here to the bottom edge of this sketch and put a round on that as well. So again, my fillet tool, I'm going to zoom in here so I can see a little better. Type in 0.05, and it's going to put the round on that corner. I'll go ahead and click OK, and we'll add one last round for the bottom part of this at 0.05, and click OK. Then I'll click my Home tool, and once you have that done, we have our part created. So I'll go ahead and come up here to the top, and if I click the Home button, you can see that I have the peg in the hole now. I'm going to go ahead and unselect the eyeball by origin so we don't see the origin anymore, and we're going to add some materials to these. So the first thing I'm going to do is right click on this, and I'm going to click Physical Material. I'm going to scroll down to Wood, and I am going to make this let's make it cherry. So I'll put that out there, and there's our wood material. I'll go ahead and select Close. Then I'm going to right click on the peg and do Material, and we're going to make this one plastic, and we can just make it ABS plastic, so I'll click and drag that part out. Last step is to make sure that our peg is inserted into the hole, and so to do that, I'm going to click Assemble, Joint, select the bottom edge of the sketch, select the hole. Under Motion, I'm going to make sure I have Revolute. And so that's how you create the model for your peg solitaire game.